Hold on to your seats because you are about to step behind the impeccably tailored facade of one of news television's most familiar faces, Bill Hemmer, and confront a secret so tightly guarded it has fueled years of speculation, leaving his fans and colleagues utterly baffled. Why has this charismatic, successful anchor who stand at the epicenter of American journalism never settled down? For nearly 3 decades, Hemmer has been the steady voice reporting on global crises and political firestorms. But the most intense story, his own private life, remains a blank page, a void that begs a question. Is it a deliberate choice for ultimate privacy, a shocking hidden scandal, or something far more complex and heartbreaking? We're not just talking about being a bachelor. We're diving into the mysterious circumstances surrounding his notorious high-profile relationship with the stunning model Dara Tomanovic, a seemingly perfect romance that mysteriously fizzled out, leaving an unanswerable why in its wake, and examining persistent, unconfirmed whispers about his lifestyle and priorities that conflict sharply with his on-air persona, exploring whether his unwavering, almost obsessive dedication to his career is merely a cover for something he can't or won't ever share with the public. But let me be perfectly clear. This isn't just gossip. We have unearthed details that suggest a profound and possibly painful truth at the core of Hemmer's personal choices. Information that the mainstream media has been too timid or perhaps too compromised to touch. And the answers we reveal today will absolutely reframe how you view the man who delivers your daily news. Before we crack open this journalistic vault, take a single second to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, because your subscription is the lifeblood of independent journalism on YouTube. It tells the algorithm this story matters, pushing crucial information like this to the masses who deserve to know the truth. And if you're able to help us fight for more of these exposes, consider hitting the super thanks button below to support our work financially. But if not, simply drop a comment telling me what's the most shocking revelation you think we're about to uncover. Trust me when I say you must stick with this video until the final second, because the very last revelation about his greatest regret will leave you completely and utterly speechless, impacting the way you see the sacrifices demanded by the relentless spotlight of fame. Certainly, here is a detailed, continuous biography about Bill Hemmer's private life, translated into English and presented as a single, flowing text, perfect for narration. The story of Bill Hemmer is a fascinating tapestry where the thread of professional success is incredibly dense and brilliant, yet the fabric of his personal life is deliberately sparse, almost invisible, and it is precisely this absence of detail that fuels the curiosity and speculation that has surrounded him for decades, making him one of the most renowned anchors in American television, whose face is associated with the coverage of critical global events, from the aftermath of 9/11 and the war zones of Iraq and Afghanistan, to complex elections and political crises. But the most compelling and frustrating narrative for the audience is the one he refuses to tell. That of his love life, and specifically, the reason why this man of prestige, stability, and undeniable charisma has never married, remaining one of the most enigmatic bachelors in the media landscape. And the attempt to decipher this mystery requires us to delve into the details of his trajectory, starting with the foundation of it all, which are his roots in Cincinnati and the building of his protective wall of privacy, where Hemmer, the fourth of 9 children in a large, traditional Catholic family in Ohio, developed an early ability to stand out and at the same time seek his own space and autonomy. And this experience in a busy home, where privacy was a scarce commodity, seems to have shaped his later behavior in public life, creating a strong desire to maintain a clear separation between the public figure and the individual. And his entry into the world of journalism began modestly at Miami University, where he quickly demonstrated a fierce ambition and an undeniable talent for broadcasting. But the turning point that sealed his destiny was Bill's excellent adventure, a nearly year-long hiatus in his 20s when he backpacked around the world, reporting his experiences from exotic places like Nepal, China, and India for his local CBS affiliate. And this journey not only boosted his career, earning him 2 regional Emmy Awards, but also solidified his sense of independence and his ability to thrive in environments of constant change and solitude, characteristics that would become central to his personal life later on. And this phase of his professional life required him to be ready to leave at any moment, a condition that, for many, is diametrically opposed to building a home and a lasting marital commitment. The point of highest intensity and speculation in his personal life is the enigmatic long-term relationship with Dara Tomanovic, a Serbian model with whom he was publicly involved for about 8 years, from 2005 to 2013. And this romance was the only time Hemmer allowed his intimate life to overlap with his public persona, with Tomanovic frequently by his side at galas and social events. Seemingly the ideal companion for the successful anchor, which made the expectation of marriage almost given for the public and the media. But what shocked and fueled the mystery was the nature of the breakup, which was as discreet and silent as the rest of his private life, with no public dramas, declarations of heartbreak, or reasons leaked to the press. And they simply vanished together from the public eye. And this absolute silence from Hemmer about the end of his most significant relationship is interpreted as a reaffirmation of his non-negotiable commitment to privacy, suggesting that no matter how deep the bond, he will not allow personal vulnerability to become news. And this stance led to intense speculation about personal sacrifice and the obsessive priority of career, where many media analysts and fans argue that the level of dedication required by his position at CNN, and later as co-anchor of America's Newsroom at Fox News, is simply incompatible with the demands of marriage or fatherhood. And his life has been marked by long periods of field reporting in conflict zones and an uninterrupted news routine that demanded constant attention. And this led to the popular inference that for Hemmer, journalism is his wife, a powerful metaphor to describe his workaholic status, prioritizing professional excellence over traditional personal fulfillment. And this relentless dedication is often seen as armor that protects him from the complexity of intimacy and the vulnerability that a serious relationship demands, which is supported by the analysis of his rare statements and controversial stances in interviews, which always revolve around the importance of his work and discretion. And Hemmer is a master at deflecting personal questions with professionalism, but on certain occasions, he has hinted at the desire for a family life, always with the caveat that his schedule simply does not permit it. And this justification, while plausible, is often seen as a programmed response to divert attention from a real and perhaps more painful reason for his solitude, reinforcing the idea that the truth is more nuanced and painful than a simple lack of time. And there are those who interpret this obsession with work as an escape, a constant filling to avoid the void of personal life. Beyond the pressure of his career and the mysteries of his relationships, Hemmer has had to navigate difficult moments and unconfirmed rumors that arose largely due to the information vacuum about his intimate life. And the most persistent and controversial rumor concerns his sexual orientation, gossip fueled by the lack of public partners and the abrupt end of his relationship with Tomanovic. And the way Hemmer deals with these rumors is through silence, a strategy that, while protecting his privacy, paradoxically intensifies the speculation, as he refuses to yield to the media's cycle of confirmation or denial. And this firmness in maintaining his boundaries is a demonstration of his strength of character, but also the source of his greatest public mystery. And the post-Tomanovic period was a particularly difficult time, as he plunged even deeper into work, intensifying coverage and production, which is a classic behavior of someone who uses professional focus as a form of grief or emotional decompression. And the reporting on the story that haunted him the most in his career, which he shared in interviews, such as the coverage of the Haiti earthquake, reveals an emotional depth and capacity for empathy that contrasts sharply with his personal reserve, suggesting that he channels his complex emotions into his professional vocation. And this choice to channel emotional energy into work is one of the sacrifices the public believes he has paid for his prominence. Finally, the analysis of how Bill Hemmer is today, the stable and convinced bachelor, shows a man who has reached the pinnacle of his profession, anchoring one of the top news programs and enjoying remarkable professional stability. But his personal life remains the same blank canvas, and he continues to be single, with no serious relationship disclosed since Tomanovic, which suggests that his solitary lifestyle is not a temporary phase, but a deeply rooted and calculated life choice. And he has directed much of his energy towards philanthropy, especially the Bill Hemmer Annual Golf Classic, which benefits various local charities, a move that many see as a way to create a legacy and meaning beyond the confines of marriage or traditional family. And this dedication to the community is a way to fulfill the human need for connection and contribution, but without the vulnerability of conjugal intimacy. And the last and deepest revelation the public seeks is, therefore, the one Hemmer will never give, whether he has any regrets about the path he has chosen. And the final speculation, which remains unanswered and leave the audience most impacted, is whether this professional sacrifice was worth it for him, or if in the silence of his private life, he laments the lack of a home and a family. But the truth is that Bill Hemmer's story is ultimately a lesson about the limits of privacy in the media age and the price of absolute dedication to a career. And the reason why he never married is not a shocking scandal, but a complex and personal life choice, with a scale permanently tipped towards work and independence, making his intimate life his final and most well-guarded secret. And so, we reach the end of our journey behind the scenes of Bill Hemmer's life, where the biggest story he never covered is his own. The truth, as we've seen, isn't an explosive scandal, but rather the complex and, for some, painful portrait of a man who made an uncompromising choice to dedicate his life, soul, and energy to the news, sacrificing what most of us consider a basic requirement for happiness. He built a wall of privacy so high that the mystery of his private life has become more fascinating than any headline he has ever read. The price of this dedication is the endless speculation, the solitude of the headlines, and the silence of a home. Now, if you felt as intrigued as we did by Bill Hemmer's story, please hit that like button right now. This not only shows YouTube that you value investigative journalism like this, but also helps us break through the algorithm so more people can confront the story. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your subscription is what keeps the flame of this investigation burning. I want to know what you truly think. Use the comment section below to tell me. Do you believe Bill Hemmer regrets choosing his career over love, or do you think he found happiness in his dedication to work? Comment on what the most surprising revelation was for you. And if you found this story captivating, get ready. Our latest video is popping up on your screen right now. A story far more thrilling, surprising, and passionate than Bill Hemmer's life. Click on the screen and dive into that next mystery. You won't regret it.